Hello and welcome to this lesson for Design and Technology Grade 9. This is the third and final lesson on mechanisms. In this video, you will look at mechanical components of mechanisms, namely linkages, screws, cams, and gears. You will learn to state the functions of these mechanisms, identify these mechanisms as used in machines, and assess the use of these components in systems design. In this lesson, we will have a look at linkages, the screw, the cam, and gears. So let us have a look at linkages. A linkage is used to transmit force and movement in a mechanical system. Linkages are essentially bars or rods linked together. The example given here is that of a motor car windscreen wiper. And you will recall this example we had looked at previously, which consists of a 4-bar linkage. In a reverse motion linkage, the movement is reversed by using a lever to form the linkage. Its motion can be illustrated as such. You will see that the input and output will be in opposite directions. The lazy tongue linkage can be used in the pop rivet machine illustrated here, and to extend structures to reach out or fold back as required. Another use is illustrated in this mechanized lift. Next, we will have a look at the push-pull linkage. This consists of levers connected with two fixed pivot points. The output is in the same direction as the input, as you can see over here. The parallel motion linkage can be used to make things move in the same direction at a set distance apart. One example is given by the locking pliers. Another use is the pantograph used in drawing to copy sketches. Let us now see the screw. This is a mechanism that converts rotary motion to linear motion. An example can be the tap shown over here. When the handle is turned, the stop will move upwards and water will flow. Screw mechanisms are also used in the G-clamp, used to clamp materials. Screw mechanisms are known to increase input force. This can be noticed in screw mechanisms like the car jack. Next, we will look at the cam. The cam and follower is a device which converts rotary motion into linear motion. A cam is a specially shaped piece of material, usually metal or hard-wearing plastic, which is fixed to a rotating shaft. A follower is a mechanism which is designed to move in reciprocating motion as it follows the edge of the cam. Cams are present in different shapes to produce various types of reciprocating motion. Common shapes are round and eccentric. Some examples of cam profiles are shown below. We have the snail cam, the linear cam, the eccentric cam, the lever follower eccentric cam, and the pear-shaped cam amongst others. One application of the eccentric cam has been given here. You can try to build something similar yourself. Now let us have a look at gears. A gear is a wheel with a number of teeth around the circumference. Gears may be combined in different ways for changing speed, motion, and force. One example of gears is the spur gear. This transmits motion and controls speed. Here you see an illustration of the driver gear and driven gear and its application. The symbol for gears is as such. The rack and pinion convert circular motion into linear motion, and an example of its use is in the camera tripod. Here the rack is fixed and the pinion rotates. This is used, for example, to drive trains up steep slopes. Often, the pinion rotates in a fixed position and the rack is free to move. For example, in the steering mechanism of most cars. Worm gears transmit motion at a right angle, and one of their uses is in guitar heads. This is an illustration of how the worm gear works. A gear train is composed of many spur gears meshed together to change speed and direction. We often see gear trains in clocks. Gear trains can be used to drive several components at different speeds and forces. A bevel gear transmits motion at an angle. You can see this in a drilling machine chuck. This is an illustration of how bevel gears work. If multiple gears are connected together, they form a gear train. If one gear turns in one direction, the gear next to it will turn in the opposite direction. In this video, you had a look at mechanical components of mechanisms, namely linkages, screws, cams, and gears. You learned to state the functions of these mechanisms, to identify different mechanisms used in machines, and to assess the use of these components in systems design. These are the references for the images used. This brings us to the end of this presentation, and do remember that all of our videos are available on the website of the Ministry of Education under the Student Support Program. Thank you for having watched this program, and do watch our next lesson for Grade 9 Design and Technology. Till then, goodbye.